SmackDown premieres back on the USA Network. The rumor was for 3 hours we didn't get it, but I'll be damned if we didn't have a fire show for a debut on USA Network by SmackDown and WWE. So you know what? You know what time it is. It's 12 o'clock, aka drink o'clock. The real is back. Your boys is back. See you, Silent Vic. It is time for the Smackdown Penitentiary. Let's jump into it, y'all. Yeah, boy, it's that time. SmackDown is now on Friday nights on USA. And last night we got a preview of the new era of the new two-man power trip. You don't know who the two-man power trip is. Shame on you. Stone Cold Triple H, they ran roughshod all over the roster on Monday Night Raw, just like the SmackDown Penitentiary is running roughshod all over every other show on the UPR network. I am one of your wardens for the SmackDown Penitentiary. I go by the Z is Silent. I got my guy Vic here. The boys is back. You know, last week we couldn't do the show. I tried to do it later, but to no avail. My son said he wanted to go to the park. He had a park day. So the real is back. Vic, how you doing, my brother?
Chilling, fam. Chilling, fam. Enjoying the new digs that we got going on over here. New logos.
The SmackDown logo is fire, man. The new SmackDown logo is definitely fire. I don't know what people was talking about. They was a little bit.
He was hating on the smack sound. You know what I mean? Smack sound. So, but you know, I mean, if you're a fan, you get it. You see what they're doing.
Like, I like it. I think it's futuristic. It's very present for what they got going on, and I'm digging it. So it's all good with me. It is all good with me.
Yeah, me too. This joint, hey, the way they started that show was fire. Unpredictable too, because I didn't think that. You know, I mean, I know about the match, but I didn't think they would start the show with such a banger. Because mind you, like that should have been for pay-per-view.
It should have.
Hey, I just said my age. I just said my age. Yo,
I did not expect that either. Like, I'm thinking, okay, that's definitely. Okay, so when they said it was about 7:30, Nick Aldis had set out a tweet and said that SmackDown was going to be the first 30 minutes was going to be commercial free. I'm like, okay, this got to be a banger. But now I see why it was 30 minutes commercial free is because that whole first cage match and the segment, right? But still, it was a really good 30 minutes. And we're gonna jump right into the action. Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa for the Undisputed WWE Championship. And as far as SmackDown cage matches go, this is probably, it's up there as one of the best. But again, that's recent memory. We haven't seen a SmackDown cage match in so long that it's kind of hard to go back and remember it and think about it. But as we're talking about SmackDown and how it 25 years, they celebrated 25 years of SmackDown, and they had a lot of people that were pivotal in SmackDown's showings throughout the years. You had Vicky Guerrero, you had RVD, you had William Regal, you had Bobby Roode, you had Farouk, you had Teddy Long. So you had a lot of people there for the nostalgia factor. And if we're talking about SmackDown and them setting themselves apart from Raw, the one thing I wish they would have did, or I hope that they do, they probably will not, bring back the blue ropes. Bring back the blue ropes. And I noticed that when they were showing like the stills of SmackDown moments throughout the year, which is always it's a really good look whenever SmackDown, pretty much whenever a WWE show does that, right? It's like, oh, let's look back at 2003 when this happened, and 2018 when this happened, or 2017 when this happened. And as they're doing those things, and me being the mark that I am for this guy, they showed AJ Styles when he won, and I'm like, damn, I miss AJ Styles as WWE champion, right? Like,
I
they show you so many memories that you
mean,
forget, but
you know
AJ's
what?
run
You
as a
do forget.
champion is, oh man, like, but we consume so much wrestling on a weekly basis. It's really hard to see like recent memory stuff. I even forget unless it's constantly coming up on my timeline. It's like one of those things like the probably the greatest wrestling package of all time in Rock and Stone Cold with the Limp Bizkit My Way uh song in the background. Probably the greatest wrestling video package. It's something you can never ever forget because it's one of those things that always comes on your timelines no matter where you at on social media, right? So,
Mm.
and it's hard to do with SmackDown because SmackDown is going to come on the next week, right? And but to see those steals and think to myself, being 36, oh shit, 37, I'm sorry, 37, and I've been watching wrestling my whole life since I was like 5 years old. Half of that stuff, it's the single moments that you remember, and not maybe not the whole thing in totality, unless you're like that wrestlers, you're that wrestler's your favorite wrestler, right? Like sometimes you'll forget, John Cena smacking Stephanie McMahon's ass or some shit like that, right? Like she was flirting with him. Like you might forget that, but then if you're a John Cena fan, you're like, yeah, I remember that shit. I remember that shit. So it was a good throughout the show. It was a good showing of the steals. But anyway, jumping into this cage match in which I need people to seriously take Solo Sikoa seriously. I get he's not your Roman Reigns. I get that he's not your tribal chief. But if anything, in the system of WWE, he has worked well and has thrived. He's done everything that you would absolutely want in trying to build up talent. And if you were an AEW side, just because he's not doing some stupid chant or he's not doing some dumbass dance or some hand motion, he can't get over. He's gotten over and he's done it very well. Um, I get, and people try to put the win-loss record on it. Nobody cares about win-loss records except for AEW.
Wait a minute.
So
Getting over is not his spot.
WWE can make somebody get over in 3 weeks time.
I mean,
Remember when
say,
they went to what was it, not Clash of the Castle, they got Piper Niven over in 3 weeks.
well, yeah,
And
but
they ended up starting to cheer her even though she was a heel.
I mean, because Piper Niven is great in the ring, man. Like people respect her ring work. You know what I mean? Like her mic skills are trash, but her ring work is great. That's why she needs a mouthpiece like Chelsea Green. You know what I mean? So like, but the thing about Solo is that he's doing his job. Like he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
If you mean when you say getting over as a heel, he's definitely over as a heel. Like he's
He's
not.
getting the reactions that he should be getting. If he
Yeah,
got absolutely no
exactly. He's
reaction,
doing
they would pull the plug immediately on him.
no, but but Roman is the reason he's getting the reaction, like because he's the adversary to Roman Reigns at the moment. So like he's definitely doing his job, and he's doing the job so well. I mean, storyline wise, because he's just a young whippersnapper trying to show everybody that he's the man. That's something that's super relatable. I mean, for example, let's talk about a football team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody came straight out of high school. All of a sudden, got all this praise, shows up to practice, gets, you know what I mean? Talking all that
Yeah.
smack, and then all of a sudden, maybe he gets maybe he does a little something better than other people. Maybe he gets a little win here and there. But the point is just that the guy's doing his job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the guy is on point to to tell the story, at least. You know what I mean? Long term, I'm very curious what it'll be. One thing that I do like is that more and more they're fighting over the Ulafala.
Yeah.
They're fighting
Yeah.
over the Ulafala.
We'll get into Roman's basically throwing off everything that Nick Aldis was speaking of and asking him
No.
permission.
But you know what's disappointing about the Ulafala though? You
Ain't
see that
nobody repaint that bitch.
No, here's the thing. Like you see, I wonder if merch can even sell it now, right? Because you notice how there was all this flack over the CM Punk's bracelet.
Mhm.
So they remade the bracelet and didn't give credit to the original person that made the bracelet. Right.
Are
So
you
now
serious?
this is that is. So they just made the bracelet because that's how merch works with WWE. Everything is a roll of the dice, bro. They just throw shit out there and see if it sells.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't sell, they just continue. You know what I mean? So like, they just pretty. I know. I guarantee they didn't do any thought process to this whole thing and then just threw it.
I don't think that they've ever really. I don't think they've reproduced anything that has to do with family and culture. I mean, flags. Okay, flags. Yeah. But anything is something as sacred as a Ulufala. I mean, you're older now.
I mean, listen. Wait a minute.
Have you ever?
No. I'm just saying
something like that.
No, I've never seen WWE release it, but my whole thing is that it's a big part of the storyline. So definitely people are going to cosplay. You've already seen people cosplaying with it, but what are they doing? They're buying Ulufalas that are on Amazon, right?
You
so
know,
now,
if
Amazon sells
somebody wearing an Ulufala is who Rikishi does not wear his Ulufala right. Have you ever seen him? Like,
listen, I don't know. I mean, listen, man, I don't know the
It's
schematics.
supposed to hang it's supposed to hang on your traps. So how Roman has it, with half of it on the front, half of it on the back, and it hangs down to your pecs and over your traps. Rikishi had this shit hanging down like it was a fucking G-Unit medallion.
Facts. Facts. I mean, listen, man. But there's always room for evolution. You know what I mean? I would have, if I was wearing an Ulafala, I definitely would have put a medallion on there. You know what I mean?
Even Jay Uso, when he had his blue one before SummerSlam, which was fire.
Facts.
He had it across the traps and so now.
But anyway, I'm just happy that the Ulafala is gonna be like the title between them. You know what I mean?
And
so that's gonna be great.
Cody took a lot of bumps here.
Facts.
This
like,
one was this one was a little scary because of the way his knee bounced off of
the rope,
that top rope. And if you go back to his match with KO, well, even before his match with KO, when he had quote unquote injured that knee, and then KO didn't want to attack it, and he tried to do a top rope Cody cutter, and his knee buckled. That was just 3 weeks ago.
Wait, is that a work injury or a real injury?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. So
if it was a real injury,
it's scary the way that he sold it, because he did look like something was wrong. Right? Like he did look like, and the way that Lil Nate came over there to check on him, it definitely looked like I ain't seen a referee move too fast like that. Like Charles Robinson was sliding, boom, checking on him. Like I was hooked. I thought that it was real. But all in all, this match was really, really good. Cody took a lot of risk. Solo looked really strong, really methodical, really dominant in this match. And for what it's worth, this is probably one of the top 3 showings of Solo Sikoa since he's been called up. He's putting in the work, and it's starting to show. You can tell that he's been picking up from Paul Heyman and Roman in itself, because he's doing the things that Roman was doing during the pandemic era, and that's talking to his opponent, and close enough so that the cameras that is closest to him can understand and pick it up for us that's watching at home. I thought that was pretty good, and this was brutal. Man, he too big, man. He's too big for that. I get it. The steel is a little bouncy, but still, that man is 250, 260, and he's just running at you, hip attack.
I love how all of them do that. You know what I mean? Like they all do Rikishi's hip attack. Even Nia Jax does that.
Yeah.
You know? I love how they all just pay homage. they all do they all do Uranagis, they all do Samoan drops. You know, I think that's cool. How they all, you know what I mean?
Cody ends up getting the W,
Yeah, of
which
course.
we pretty much saw, right?
Yeah.
But it's it was a good it was a good loss. And I know some people say there's no such thing as good losses, but you had nothing to hang your head about with that loss. If you're Solo Sikoa, I get it, storyline purposes, yeah. But in this sense, um, he did a really good job. He did a really good job. Um, and after the match, we see um the bloodline come out of nowhere, and Jacob is scaling the the top of the cage, and then we get the Roman music, the lights. Look, he's a deer in headlights. All of them just stop. Deer in headlight look,
Mm-hmm.
and the look on Solo's face.
Mm.
This is why I'm saying he is definitely learning from Roman, right? Because Roman has the absolute best expressions, and that was on display tonight too. Roman's expressions tonight were spot on. Um, and Solo, it looks like look at Jacob. Jacob, I at this point we're talking about Jacob Fatu. The hype around Jacob Fatu is well deserved, right? But in the internet wrestling community, and I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, y'all will put somebody new from the indies over established veterans just because they got a high motor and can do some flippy shit. They can power slam as well. You have to also understand that in the WWE system, none of that matters if they can't act, if they can't sell you a character. None of that matters. So
Facts.
if all of this bloodline stuff disintegrates, what character is Jacob Fatu? If the bloodline never existed, what character is Zilla Fatu?
Mm.
They're still relying on the mainstream story, which is WWE's bloodline, and then they slide it over to MLW or HOG, or you know what I'm saying, wherever they're going at, because there's the bloodline in WWE, and then there's like the Samoan dynasty or whatever in uh MLW. If I'm wrong, please somebody correct me, but I believe that's what it is. So they are building off of what WWE is doing. But if that about family heritage was not in the picture, is this man still as over as everybody thinks he is?
Of course not. Of course not.
So
Why would he be? Like the thing is just that like I personally think he started getting more over when The Rock pulled out that tree. You know what I mean? And when we saw where everybody was going here, you know, so all of a sudden, you know, and Jacob was clearly on that tree, and like you know, but at the same time though, and I think that this is where we are now with wrestling. Jacob Fatu made his name. The shit that he does in the ring is outstanding. His mic work is great. So people started hyping him up because they already knew the kind of work that he does, and the fact that he's related. You know what I mean? But because here's the shit, like yo, they keep teasing him. They keep teasing him to do stuff to get ahead of. They're setting this story up for him to be above Solo somehow. You know what I mean? And the truth is, a lot of people already feel that way. Like they're paying attention. They might be watching this show and listening to what we're saying because they're paying attention to the fact that Jacob Fatu is better in the ring and has got better mic skills than Solo Sikoa. Period. You know what I mean? So like, and a lot of people feel that way. Some people are gonna say no. But you know, I think most people would agree. And that's just off of his MLW run. Yeah. So we'll see. And like I said before, they keep teasing him. They keep trying to figure out who's, and mind you, look who's in the match. It's not the MFT.
No.
The MFT is not in the match. And you know what? Here's a crazy thing, though. The only thing that I didn't like about this match, this cage match, is where they held it. Because I feel like, maybe
I thought
just not.
Seattle was pretty hot.
No, man. Bad Blood is in Atlanta. Cody Rhodes is from Atlanta.
Oh, you're talking
Why?
about. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the cage match. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Cody Rhodes is from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, you know.
Like,
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play.
Why not have this? Why not have this match over there where you can get the most shine? And I mean, no, because here's the thing: like, if we're gonna do this hometown thing, why is it that why CM Punk gets that? Why Gunther gets that? Why Rhea Ripley gets that? Why is it that the WWE heavyweight champion, with the big gold belt, can't get the hometown shine by himself? I don't understand that. You know what I mean? He should. It's in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Where's Cody Rhodes from? Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's gonna get his pop regardless. All I'm saying is just that there should be, and mind you, I could be wrong about this. This whole thing with them tagging together might turn out into something big, right? But I just feel like Cody should be on his own. You feel me? And this could have been the match
I'm
to do it because it was a great freaking match.
About that because what up, Chris? We're I got some Bailey talk for you. I got some Bailey talk after what happened last night. I'm glad that you brought up the Bad Blood match. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of what we're doing, but this is literally what we do. WWE Bad Blood is going to be on October the 5th, 2024. Survivor Series is going to be November 30th. So this Bad Blood match, the tag match, I don't think that it necessarily has to do with anything except for the bloodline, right? Cody is the least of the ones that are involved in the match, and I say that in a sense of his championship does not overshadow bloodline business.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Unfortunately, it does not.
It doesn't, and that's the evolution of the show, I guess, because the title should be, the closing of the show. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a PLE, a big show, especially for the hometown boy, and he's not defending the title. Like, that to me just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? He's pretty much piggybacking off of somebody else's joke. So, I mean, even though he's a part of it, he's part of the story, WrestleMania, all of that. Yeah, I get that. I'm literally just saying this because it's in Atlanta. Like, that's where he's from. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should get his shine in Atlanta.
I get that, but at the same time, in WWE, Cody's going to have a lot more times to go to fucking Atlanta. Right?
Of course, but wait a minute now. Wait a second now. Not necessarily. You know why? They're doing less house shows. They're upping the prices in tickets, and they have a market now that they're very open to take advantage of, which is the rest of the world, where you can do a smaller stage and make more money.
That's true. But
that's the direction that they're going in.
Yeah, but with them and the proof is in the blueprint here, as we're getting an early preview of what's going to happen with NXT. NXT is going on the road.
Yep.
Who are their first two stops? Chicago and Illinois. Chicago, Illinois, and St. Louis. So it's very easy to, because they've already had Cody on a NXT. It's very easy to put, hey, NXT is coming to Atlanta. Guess who's going to be there? Cody Rhodes. Cool. Chicago's going to be in Georgia, somewhere in Georgia. Guess who's going to be there? AJ Styles. Atlanta hosting two of the biggest stars that WWE has in AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. They'll be back. They'll be back. So
if AJ Styles got involved in this match, in this match, and
And
AJ
this is
Styles
why
and
I
Cody Rhodes,
wanted to
that
bring
would be
this
hot.
up as far as us looking too far ahead, but still this is what we do. We critique, we analyze for the for the sure endearment that we are fans. I still said that shit wrong. For the sure endearment. Damn. I've been drinking.
Listen, AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes would be popping. They would come out. You don't want none. Whoa.
That's my point. Like I this doesn't have any, this only has to do with bloodline business and setting up what's next for Cody. And whether or not we get, if we're going to get Roman Rock at Mania, or do we get Roman Cody 3 at Mania, is it's crazy because Roman Rock is good. Roman Cody 3 is intriguing. And we also have, let's not forget, people want Orton for the turn. So do we get Orton Cody at Mania? Or do we get Orton Cena at Mania? Right? Like there's so many pieces that belong on SmackDown that they literally can have their main event, sub-main event, whatever, and we could still, either match could be held as the closer of the show. Just like this past WrestleMania, it could have been either match could have been closer of the show for night 1 or night 2. I said that because you have from October the 5th to November the 30th, or the week of November the 30th, to Roman's going to lose this match. He's going to lose this match because Cody isn't his blood. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board. So that means he has roughly 6-7 weeks to get his ducks in order, get the wise man back, get Jimmy back, who has to then convince Jay, who's on his singles-ish right now, who very well may be the Intercontinental Champion. If he doesn't, WWE, I need to stop dicking around.
Yeah,
who then has to convince Sami Zayn, the honorary Uso, or if they're going to bring in another rumor person, but I'd rather them bring Sami in because, I mean, I've watched the story of the Bloodline on YouTube, which is about 3 hours, about 4 times. They all consider that man family at that point. So you can't consider a man family and then not bring him into family business. But it was clearly War Games is going to be revolved around the Bloodline, but there's a rumor of a women's War Games as well, so that remains to be seen because the women's division is kind of everywhere, but it's a good everywhere. But it's how do you have this go forward with the Bloodline was the reason why I was looking forward. But I don't, it definitely seemed like he was teasing something. It is definitely so many layers, G. I got to agree with you. Sadly, Chris, I believe I this is one of the rare times where you and I do agree on this. I do not think that he will get it. Only because this would literally be, if I'm not mistaken, this would be Braun Breaker's first title defense. But you can't keep talking that shit to me about no member of your family has ever beaten a member of my family. I'm a Steiner's family mark. I am a Scott Steiner mark. Okay, Bad Guy Jack corrected me. It's a second. Still, first or second, they're probably not going to lose. This is not Vince McMahon in Ruthless Aggression or Attitude Era. So a loss to Braun Breaker, the badass Braun Breaker, would stunt him as a character, right? And I don't see it happening, and that sucks. And I want to bring that back up because it very well could be
subject.
Now, does Roman show up on Raw? Or why would Jay come to SmackDown, right? Unless Roman would call him out. And yeah, I believe those two guys will be down in the dumps. I believe if they lose, they will be down in the dumps. And then they will get a Paul Heyman sighting, or Paul Heyman will do the infamous cell phone, call Jey Uso, one of those things, or he just shows up on Raw and shows up in front of them. And I think I said this with Freckle Sensei on Tuesday for the Raw review. He would show up on Raw with those two guys there backstage, not knowing where they go in their career. And in that sense, he would say, call Roman Reigns, to have Roman talk to both of them on speakerphone. But I think those two will be the last two pieces of that. But if Bayley is going to Raw, then it has to be a trade, right? So I do get that. But getting back into this, because we spent so much time on this. Roman comes and he comes to Claire's house, right? He comes to Claire's house, and we get the initial reaction or fallout of what we were going to see later on in the night, where Cody and Roman pretty much look like they have to work together, to the enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing. And it was a good first opening segment. And this, I think this is a really powerful shot. And it's not the first shot that they did. Well, not the first, but it's not the only shot that they did on SmackDown, right? Like, when the cameraman is in this position, it's for a reason. When somebody is looking over their shoulders, it's for a reason, right? And I also believe that this shot as well. This shot, very powerful shot for both of them, because I feel like, to me, interpreting that they're telling, will they or won't they work together to be, to just get that thorn out of their side for the time being, and then back to championship business.
Can they coexist? Blah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it absolutely, I use the title for this, the new 2-man power trip, because at the point in time, Triple H and Stone Cold were running Monday Night Raw. The WWF champion and the Intercontinental champion, and then the tag team champions, they were running Monday Night Raw. I'm not saying Cody and Roman need the tag championship, because that's clearly not even on their radar, but just their personas alone make them a modern day 2-man power trip. Which I am thinking this is still all about bloodline business. Your thoughts on the closing part of that segment?
Well, the whole thing with the signing of a contract was interesting. That was certainly interesting, the way that they set it up. I mean, I think it was a little over dramatic, but like I said from the beginning, like, I still had grievances with Cody Rhodes sharing the stage, and I understand that it's to push the story and the narrative and all of that, but yeah, I just had grievances with him sharing the stage, and plus, it's the first time. It'll probably be the first time when we see Roman Reigns in the ring since Mania, so that should be a big thing. But yeah, man, because I mean, and the only reason I say that is because, we're in the age of them taking advantage of crowds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're really trying to push the limit with the crowd. Like, everybody's trying to recreate what happened in France. So, like, try to do that in Atlanta, at least. You know what I mean? Even though I personally think that Americans are not capable of that. Of like you unilaterally having one chant, in an arena, the way that the French do. But yeah, it would definitely be nice to see. I mean, I think that as Americans, we could definitely get a yes chant together. You feel me? Like, that's happened quite a bit. You know what I mean? But like the shit that AJ Styles was getting, nah, bro, that's not happening. You know what I mean? We're not doing that.
So
It's not.
after the segment, we get Kathy Kelly coming up to Nick Aldis saying that he immediately got a contract drew up for everything, and the Bloodline signed it immediately. He's on his way to see Cody and see Roman. And then after that, which is we've praised SmackDown so much for the past, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months of their handling of the opening of the show and then the next match of the show, which are usually banger after banger after banger. Shout out to Sheamus. But unfortunately for my girl Mia Yams, aka Meechin, this was not a banger. It wasn't even a it wasn't even a buh.
That was a
It was
burial.
just
That's what it was.
It was bad. I don't think that the pairing of Meechin versus Piper Niven is a really good chemistry fit, but
that was a buried alive match.
it was she literally just gave her a few punches, few jabs, and then got to eat defeat, and Piper goes down. But Chelsea, for the betterment, Chelsea, those nice little biker leather pants, shorts. I mean, oh Lord, I love me some Chelsea. Oh, but it's more so the dimples, not the body. But listen, you can't be. Listen, I know you had a little thing for Piper, the when she was putting that lip gloss on, but this is
the
thing about big people is
she's just a chunky, cute girl. She could get it.
Big people can't be doing this. They don't have no regard for people, no regard for human. Look at this. You're not gonna sit your big ass on. Sitting your big ass on me like that. Get the fuck out of here. No. Nah, man. Nah, G. She couldn't even brace for that. I don't care. That's too much. That's a lot. Look, her thigh is just as big as her whole body. Her thigh. All this thigh meat is just as big as her body. That is a lot.
I mean, listen, but that's a good table.
That is a lot of work.
No, but that's a good table. Trust me.
I agree, Chris. No, it was no chemistry. I did not see any chemistry.
You can lay things on it while you're working.
I think more so, honestly, the better chemistry is Chelsea and Meechin rather than Piper and Meechin.
I think that's the story, though. I think
the story is the story because Chelsea was the one who was teasing in the first place about her getting beat with the trash can. So, and Michael Cole let us know this on commentary, and she gets unprettier. And hold on, because Christian doesn't jump with his; he just drops. Okay.
But that's a lot safer because notice how she let go and all of that.
Yeah, you know it's like how Triple H switched up the pedigree when he used to hold their arms and give them a face plant, right? But then he started to let go mid-air and push them down so they can kind of protect themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chelsea's a good worker. She's a self worker, so she's a safe worker, and she's absolutely safe with everybody. Oh God, Chris, there we go. We're not taking disrespect on the beautiful Chelsea Green. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that. It's the penitentiary. We're not going to do that. We actually show appreciation to people. I don't know what y'all do over there on Raw, but that's not what we do over here. Now, moving on. We
appreciate the yams.
We appreciate the yams. Before we get into the second half of SmackDown, because that literally took up the whole first hour of SmackDown. We still got Andrade and Carmelo Hayes part 5. We got KO versus A-Town Down Under. And then right now we're going to get into a quick commercial break. And then we'll be right back to talk the second half of Monday Night Raw. Friday Night SmackDown. But the commercial was from Monday Night Raw. Jesus, I've been drinking. Here we go.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
What are you talking about right now?
Liv.
What she did what?
This is my telephone for me. This is what I would have voted. You give me unlimited nuggets, and you give me a brand new PS5, and you gave me WWE Deluxe Edition. You know how much this shit costs? You got
listen.
You got
Next
damn near
thing
put
she
that
about
in the
to
corner.
listen. Next thing she about to get this nigga. She about to get this nigga the PS5 Pro. That shit about to be
That's
$699.
That's
Sony, are you out of your fucking mind? $699 fucking Sony. Are you out of your fucking mind? $699 if you want the goddamn optional disc tray. Nobody want a fucking disc tray now. Shit.
And what
You get the disc tray so you can play the backwards compatible games. Now you
There's no
motherfuckers.
difference.
Nah.
There's
Y'all,
no
y'all tripping, man.
There's
Y'all
no
tripping.
difference between.
Listen, I don't give a damn if Liv Morgan gets me chicken tendies. I don't give a good dog damn. Give me head top. Top. That's what I want. Come on, man. I don't give a damn if I know tendies or no.
No, but hey, she gave him that too, because she said, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, Rhea, but
This shit right here is way too close for comfort, man. Listen, Liv is single. And she lives like a single woman. If you ever watch Total Divas, Liv gets lit and she lives like a single woman. And she be hanging out with Lana. You know Lana's a whore. Lana's a whore.
Lana,
So
Lana.
listen.
Lana spelled anal backwards, and that's for a reason.
That was a clip from Monday Night Raw review. You can catch them every single Tuesday, 7 p.m. I had the pleasure of working with Freckle Sensei, filling in for the executive consultant. And that show, if you have not watched it, it was just all ratchetness. Shout out to Freckle Sensei. Always a pleasure working with that guy. So make sure you guys check him out. He also does a bunch of YouTube streaming as well. But back to SmackDown, we got Kevin Owens and Randy. Oh, you know what? A-Town Down Under versus Kevin Owens and a mystery partner. And that term is used very loosely. The mystery partner. We don't even know who the fuck this dude was. We don't even know who this was. I don't even know. I just Ricky, Rockin' Ricky. That's his name is Rockin' Ricky. I saw a rockin' on his trunks. Who the fuck was that? That man Corey Graves said he was built like a Miami sub shop.
That's funny. I didn't even hear that.
Hey yo, they was clowning him. They said he was George the Animal Steel's son because he has so much hair on his chest and his back.
That's hilarious.
Yo, that was hilarious, man. I can't. This was hilarious, yo, because the way the dude looked, he looked like, shout out to whatever talent this was. Because he absolutely played the part. He did. When he said, first of all, when Corey Graves said he was built like a Miami sub shop, I hollered. And then when Cole said he looked like George the Animal Steel's son, I could not get the picture of George the Animal Steel biting and ripping the turnbuckles out of my head. So I literally immediately hollered when he said that. But shout out to this talent for doing his due. He probably got paid a good $300. And as he said, he didn't even know who the guy was, and he was like, "My name's Ricky." He's like, "Yeah, me and Ricky," and the crowd goes crazy, right? And then some producer tells him that, by the way, producer, nice little booty on her too. Tells that her partner is there, and then he goes, "Yep, well, I'm sorry," and he gives him a stunner. And shout out to him because he knew his ring presence, and he got the stunner. Got us $300, and he rolled out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him for doing what you're supposed to do, not complaining about the spot, but getting some exposure on WWE TV, and you literally got over. You got over, and you didn't even have to do anything but catch a stunner, right? And we get Orton comes down to the ring, and I mean, who didn't know that it was Orton? Orton wasn't on TV on SmackDown TV, not regular. Well, he wasn't on SmackDown TV for a better part of the past 2 weeks. He got a good pop. Orton got a really good pop. You, Sabrina Estella, aka the third and first female warden of the Smackdown Penitentiary. We're still working on that. I'll lay back a little bit. I don't want to hurt Jack's feelings, but we still chopping the wood. We need Sabrina on. We need a female. We need a female guard for the penitentiary. But Orton gets a really big pop.
I mean, but Orton
they
gets
still
the
ain't got this
legends.
man weight right, though. They still ain't got this man weight right. That man said he is 260, 270. Every time they get his weight wrong, he's like, I've been eating. Right? They get his shit wrong every time. But still, even this, I know that Chris says that his prototype superstar is Drew McIntyre. Rightfully so. Cool. Drew's what, 6'6"? I'll take Randy at 6'5". Even if you're going to do bulked up Randy, or if you're going to do shave head, 0% body fat Orton, I'm taking either one of them.
You know what though? Chris says that, but his favorite wrestler is The Miz because he can talk to that don't make no kind of sense. You know, that's straight up like, all right. I mean, if you put the mic skills on Drew McIntyre, then I agree with you. But
listen, I don't know. Listen, Drew right now, what Drew was doing, and I think for some of the wrestlers, the best thing that could have happened is Vince McMahon being forced out of WWE, because it's allowing a lot of these wrestlers to peel back some of the underlying tones of animosity they have towards other people, right? Like when CM Punk came back, we've seen 3 or 4 times that him and Kevin Owens pass by and they give like the most evilish look to each other because they really don't like each other, right? And you allow Seth Rollins and CM Punk to get on the microphone and duke it out, right? And throw those little jabs in, and Drew throws the jabs in to Punk, right? I don't think that they have personal animosity towards Punk. I think they have animosity towards Punk for him walking out and then bad mouthing the company. I think that's where they're on everything that they.
Not at all,
I think that's
bro.
where it comes from because. But hold on, because think about it. Seth, all he talks about is being loyal to WWE. This is what the first shot that he threw at Cody once Cody came back in that first Monday Night Raw. He threw that shot that Cody went and left to go start up a rival company. Drew, he did the same thing. They only talk about Punk's leaving in the way that he did after he had pretty much culminated a whole kind of era of doing things your way, being the guy who's not really the guy, but he's forced to be the guy, right? Like, I mean, without a CM Punk straight edge type run that he had in his back half of before he walked out, we probably wouldn't have seen a Daniel Bryan moment. I'm just being real.
Probably not.
Because at that point, fans understood where he was coming from in the sense of, yeah, Punk was never the guy. It was always somebody else, just like, and it coincides because Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan wasn't never the guy. The fans forced their hand. So I may be wrong. And you say that I am, but I think that it's
no. What I think you're wrong about is the whole thing with Kevin Owens and CM Punk. And Kevin Owens is famously Kevin Steen, a part of Imperium, not Imperium, Mount Rushmore, excuse me. And like, you know, it's him, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. So he knows the Young Bucks intimately. Like, I'm sure they still talk. I'm sure that the perspective that Kevin Owens has from everything that happened is certainly not the perspective of what we've heard. You know what I mean? I'm sure that he spoke to the guys directly and understands the situation. And mind you, and Kevin Owens is being very careful to be vague and stay neutral and be away, and you know what I mean, saying we're not friends and this and that, because I think that genuinely are not friends. Like that little thing in the beginning when CM Punk first showed up, I think that was done on purpose to see something, you know what I mean, to get people riled up, because there's a lot of people that know Kevin Owens as Kevin Steen still from ROH and all of that. So like, you know, and the fact that he's genuinely friends with the Young Bucks, Yeah, I mean, truth be told, if Kevin Owens were to ever show up in AEW, oh man, he'd probably end up as part of the Elite. He would be where Okada is right now, guaranteed.
Okada's a treasure right now for AEW. I hope they don't drop the ball.
He would definitely have that spot. And mind you, Okada's doing well without even with having a language barrier. Imagine Kevin Owens with his mic skills. Oh my god. Kevin Owens would probably give MJF a run for his money if he was in AEW.
Now, I want to ask you, because we all have this predetermined motion that Randy has to change. He has to switch. It has to be Cody versus Randy. Does Randy turn on KO, or do they do an amicable split? Because we don't even get those anymore. Does every split of tag teams have to end in a betrayal?
No, not really.
Do you see KO and Orton ending in a betrayal?
No, I mean, look, did he wear an RKO, a KRO shirt? I think it's just one of those things. No, I think it's just one of those things where I don't think that they are like specifically like an established team the way that RK Bro was. They're very good about putting Randy Orton together with people, right? But Matt Riddle literally, like, Randy Orton got hurt, and then that was the end of that. You know what I mean? It's not, and then Matt Riddle was still talking about Randy. There was never an anti-Randy moment. And Matt Riddle, prior to him getting kicked out, like, he was doing his own thing. So, mind you, those names are big enough where they don't need to do that. If they broke up the Street Profits, then possibly they would do something like that. You know what I mean? Where then one just turned into a mega heel. But for these guys, no. I don't think that's necessary. I think it's gonna go down the same way that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens went down. You know what I mean?
You say both Randy and Kevin are switching. Could you elaborate on that? You got some time to jump in and elaborate on that, or because are you saying both of them are going to be heels? Like, who switches? Both of them are going to switch to heel. Like the problem is we got too many heels already, right? So AJ's gone. Does he comes back as a face? Like, why would he come back as a face? He just changed his music, so he's probably going to stay as a heel. One of Randy or Kevin has to stay a face.
I don't think Randy Orton can become a heel at all because he's too, for lack of a better word, he's too old and too legendary to be a heel.
Sabrina, you are absolutely right. That I hate that. Like remember when Big E got the championship and it was like Xavier's going to be the one to turn because he hasn't won the championship. Why does it have to always be that? Why it can't be, all right, dog, you go your way, go do your thing, and I'm gonna go do mine, but I'm gonna still cheer for you and we come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is where I was saying, like, I would hope that Jay would win the IC title and we would see Jimmy actually congratulate him to show, like, I was only trying to push you, right? Like, I was only trying to push you. You driving through Delaware? You drive through little old Delaware, Chris? Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to EC Executive Assault driving through Delaware. He ain't got shit. Make sure you stop and get some Scrapple though.
Are you getting a corporation?
You don't like Struggle Mill, so he's not going to stop for no Scrapple. Never mind.
Are you getting a corporation? A lot of corporations are done in Delaware. Go get a corporation. I
mean, we are. If you want some chicken, you can come to Delaware. We got the homegrown chicken. This is why Mark Briscoe. Listen, them Briscoe brothers, they ran a chicken farm. They got a chicken farm and they got a big ass barn with a wrestling ring in that bitch. They got a whole flock of chickens. We got Allen's, we got Purdue, we got Mount Air. We are the chicken capital of the United States. So don't sit up and act like Delaware ain't shit. We got chicken. We got low prices for old people that want to come and retire. And we got Scrapple. We got Scrapple. And
some of the lowest school taxes in the country.
We got zero sales tax. We got some shit stores, but we got zero sales tax.
either one or the other. That's funny.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you in this sentiment.
I really
They
don't think
have-
Randy Orton can be a heel though. I think that's like trying to turn Rey Mysterio into a heel. Like Randy Orton is already in a spot where he should be a Hall of Famer. Like the guy is just a pop. Look, he just fought Gunther at Bash in Berlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where if that were in another location, Gunther would clearly be the heel. Look, Gunther went to Canada a week later and got booed off the stage for talking shit to Bret Hart. You know what I mean?
He wasn't talking shit to Bret Hart. He was speaking facts to Bret Hart. And I hope Bad Guy Jack is still in here, because Bad Guy Jack, Gunther was talking cold cash facts on Bret Hart. This man came out here in a blood napkin. He came out here in a blood napkin shirt that like he got thrown up on, and some Jordache jeans from 1997. They still had they was straight leg, wide leg Jordache jeans. And he came out there and he talking about, it's great to be back in WWE. Shut your goofy ass up. No.
That's right. It is great to be back. As the best there is, the best there was.
Freckle Sensei, what's going on, man? Listen, you came on.
Don't get it twisted. Listen, don't
gave you
come over here with the Bret Hart slander. You understand?
I just gave you a shout out for the commercial we did about chicken tendies. So you just missed your whole shout out, Freckle. Hey.
The legendary Bret the Hitman Hart, right?
Chris, hold up. What we're not gonna do is you're not gonna talk shit on the Briscoes. You know what? We're not going to talk shit on the Briscoes because, you know, I saw you wrestling, Chris. I saw you wrestle before. Sabrina Estella gave me the tapes of the executive consultant wrestling. What you're not going to do is sit up there trying to shame the Briscoes top 5 dead or alive. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to allow it. I will not allow it. Nope. That's not what we're going to do. Hold up, Freckle. You got hangover recoveries, and you're opting to go to see Kirk Franklin over Bad Blood. That's what we're not gonna do. You're not gonna choose going to see Kirk Franklin over Bad Blood, and they talk about you got hangover recoveries. Oh, the Lord gonna strike you down, or whoever you believe in.
I mean, that's that Southern church, man. They pull you in.
That's like nasty work.
That's like a vortex. That Southern church, man. He gotta go. What? He might lose the job.
So after Randy and Kevin get the pinfall, we got to see Queen Sharmell and Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes enjoying the festivities. Oh, you know what? I didn't even do Brett bores you for I don't even believe it. Brett bores me every time he talks. Bill Goldberg. Anyway, I didn't give the book
because Bill Goldberg was unsafe. Bill Goldberg sucks.
He was a menace. That's what he had to do. He had to do what he had to do.
He needs to go in the Hall of Shame.
I didn't give Booker T the right intro. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Next up after that, we got Nia Jax looking like like a thick slice of velvet cake. Chocolate velvet cake, man. Listen, she was looking good. She came out there looking diddly yumptious. And hold on, I gotta find it for y'all.
She's aging like wine, bro.
She's about to hit 40. She's about to hit 40, and she's getting slimmer every week. You could tell she's feeling very confident about herself and what she's wearing. And I'm all for it. I'm all for all of it. And she cuts a promo in which, I'm not going to lie, with this being the season premiere of SmackDown, Freckle, I'm glad that you said that right there, because I felt like when she said, all women fear me and there's nobody here that can touch me, I felt like at that moment I was going to hear, all hail the queen. And I thought I was going to get Charlotte Flair's music. I really, this is the one time, if there was any perfect timing, it should have been this moment right here on a SmackDown premiere show. I thought that we were going to get that, but we did not. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because y'all know who we got. Y'all know who we got now. You know who we got. We got my baby, the lovely, luscious, thick-assed, my shaved head queen, Bailey. And everybody in the chat, type it up. Everybody in the chat. I know a lot of y'all be watching on Twitter. Y'all be commenting, but pipe it up in the chat. Whenever Bailey is on our screen, we simply would like to say hashtag I love you, Pamela Martinez. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. My shave head queen came out there. Yeah, see, Chris, you want to train too? That's your role model. That's my shave head queen. She came out there and she gave Nia her props for her second run. Also threw her this face right here when she threw the little joke. She threw the joke at Nia saying that her second run was better than her first run because her first run wasn't acceptable. Pam with the yams. You know what? That is a queen. Don't disrespect the queen. Listen, I I love Fettuccine. Thank you for stopping by the penitentiary. And you know what? I did not do this since you guys are here. What I think about the new logo, we already switched over the welcome to the new logo. I love the new logo. So everybody in the chat, let's go.
Welcome to the Smackdown Penitentiary.
We love the new logo here. The new logo is futuristic. It's getting with the times. We are with the shits with the new logo. But thank you for stopping by the penitentiary. Listen, Sabrina, I was in panic mode. I was in panic mode. I ain't seen Bailey in 3 weeks, and in them 3 weeks, Elektra Lopez was still in all the spotlight. She almost had me converted. Legado del Fantasma. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen, Sabrina, send Freckle the shit that you sent me about Chris wrestling. He can never ever talk about the Briscoes ever in his life again. Yeah, the SmackDown logo on the microphones is pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty. Look at that. That is pretty.
Yeah, they got rid of the WWE.
Yeah, that's a really slick logo. Now the only problem is you gotta get Raw. You gotta get Raw a new logo. They should literally go ahead.
I feel bad for Miz because like when he gets a mic,
turn that upside down.
Exactly, he can't do that no more. Like, it was just like, oh wow, it was just crazy because when I saw that, I was the first person I thought of. Like, oh shit, you can't. You know what I mean? I'm just going to bring out the WWE mic, like, you know. But,
Hey, G, see? You see what I'm saying? No Elektra showed up when Bailey showed up. See, they know. What y'all, can I get to the games? They knew. Whenever you have Bailey not on the show, you don't have Bailey and Elektra on the same show. That's just that's too much for me to handle. I'll be on overdrive. Really good mic work. Freckle, you tell me, you watch that video, you tell me if he has the right to critique the Briscoes. Really good mic work between Bailey and Nia. They've always had really good mic work between them two, even back before Nia had got released. And even when she did the BBL Bailey thing, that was a really good interaction. And the backstage separate the Matt Riddle Seth Rollins thing they did backstage was really good. And then this as well. So they really do have a good chemistry on the microphone. I thought they had really good chemistry in the ring.
No, they do.
And not for nothing, but Tiffany Stratton then gets the cue and comes out, and not gonna lie, they must have coordinated what they were gonna do, because they both got sheer on, solid sheer on, and Tiffany was looking really scrumptious. She's got her Money in the Bank briefcase, and she's talking, and they're both basically saying they're, solidifying what they have, because Bayley literally questioned it, and she's saying that she kind of deserves it because she has the Money in the Bank. And after that, we get Naomi that comes out, and Naomi says that she wants her shot at the title. And now this is where it gets really thick, it gets really tricky, because Nia implements a stipulation that whoever pins gets the match, right? They get the title match. But then whoever gets pinned they have to leave SmackDown. I'm actually not sure how I feel about this, because EC says that Bayley is leaving SmackDown.
That makes the most sense.
And I will be so pissed if Bayley has to leave SmackDown. I can no longer talk about my shaved head queen. If I can't talk about Bayley on SmackDown, I don't know what use I have for the Smackdown Penitentiary anymore.
Wow.
I'm
Penitentiary.
not gonna. No, I'm not.
You willing?
I'm not quitting the Smackdown Penitentiary. No, we built this. We've been building this thing since January. There's a reason why we the fastest rising show on UPR. There's a reason we done built this thing, and Pamela Martinez is one of them. However, every week, if Pamela Martinez is not on my screen on Friday nights anymore, you best believe that I will dedicate a whole 30-second segment to Pamela Martinez, because it's not no way I'm going to go every week without speaking about Pamela Martinez, and I can't sit there and do backstage work on a Mike Knox show while he's talking to, and he'll skim right over Pamela Martinez. He won't give her no love. I can't depend on EC and Freckle to do it, because I don't know what the hell they got going on over in Raw. So I'll have to take it upon myself to make sure I continue to give my shaved head queen some love. But what if I think that Naomi and Bayley should pin together. They should pin together. Whoever takes the fall, they should pin together, and neither one of them leave, and they both get the match. That's what I feel like. But this is a really good stipulation. I don't know. EC's popped in the background, but listen, Naomi put that ass in her face.
No, but listen, if this can result in Naomi turning heel, I'm here for it.
It won't. You keep clamoring for it. I get it. You keep clamoring for it.
I would love to see her turn heel, B. Like, at this point, I would love. But I see what you're saying. That's like turning Kofi Kingston heel. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely makes a lot of sense. But, like, I would just love to see it, because, like, I hate to say this, but she's the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division. You know what I mean? Like, she's reliable. But then there's her character never gets any work and any of that. The biggest pop that I've ever seen her get was in France. And mind you, not for lack of effort, because she's tried to recreate that. You know what I mean? If she goes back to being Trinity, then she'll get her TNA pop. But still, like, something's got to happen with her character. Something's got to happen where she does, you know what I mean? Because, and hopefully this is it. If she ends up, like, fighting with Bayley and whatever and becomes a heel, I think that would be great. But I got a feeling that Bayley's going to take the pin and then be the one to leave, and then Nia will have her match with Naomi, and then Naomi will ride off into the sunset.
Run off into the sunset where?
Exactly. Where would she go? That's the thing. Like, you know what
I don't know about riding off into the sunset. There's plenty of things for her to do. She's a veteran in the WWE. She's actually wrestled longer than any woman there, except for Natalya, who just made her return in boring ass Canada
Wow.
to be with her boring ass uncle.
So Naomi's just going to end up having a Natalya role, is what you're saying.
WWE has so many wrestlers sitting in catering for a minute. Naomi will be okay chilling for a while. She's there to do what she's doing. She does it well. Yeah, she's going to challenge Nia, lose to Nia, and then all of a sudden that's when Charlotte comes back just in time for SummerSlam.
Listen, what about Naomi? That's what I mean about Naomi.
Survivor Series?
What is she going to do?
Dude, trust the process, man. What is Blair Davenport doing? Right? Okay.
Blair Davenport hasn't been. Blair
I'm just saying,
Davenport
like,
was not a dactyl. Okay?
Piper Niven had her first match on SmackDown in like 9 months. It's like she was pregnant. Like, come on, bro.
Dactyl, bro.
The Funkadactyl, which was 13 years ago. You need to let it go, bro.
Thank you. Exactly. That was 13 years ago. Why is Naomi still doing the same thing?
She's not doing the same thing. She has the glow now.
The only difference is she's going like this now. You know what I mean? But she's been glowing for a hot minute.
No, she hasn't had anybody to call her mama in years, bro.
The glow thing has maybe been going
in half a mile. Use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left to stay on I-95 North.
Okay. We're turning on I-95 North.
Yeah.
I would say that Naomi had her glow run. Her glow run is about 6 years. It's about 6 years.
Correct. Well, actually, it's 8.
Left 2 lanes to turn slightly left. Stay on I-95 North.
You might be right because I was watching. That's what the last time Total Divas was on, and when Total Divas was about to go off, she had just put the.
Continue on I-95 North for 10 miles.
But most people's main run in their career is about a good 6 years, right? And Roman's already 4 years into Tribal Chief. Seth Rollins is how many years into whatever he is? I don't know. Rock spent 4 years as Hollywood Rock, 3 years as Hollywood Rock actually, and then came back as Hollywood Rock, and people still clamor for it, and then went back to Hollywood Rock, and then so most of a good chunk of people's careers, as far as their personas are I would say 4 to 6 years.
I mean, I agree with Vic. Naomi needs a change, but it's not happening immediately, is what I'm saying. She can take a little bit of break. She's been back since January. After she take this L, it's going to be about Queen Charlotte versus Queen Nia. That's what the build-up's for. That's your money match. Naomi needs to take a little bit of a slight break. She can help build up Blair Davenport and anybody else who comes over from SmackDown who gets raised up from NXT. So, I mean, just focus on that. I'm not here to talk about Naomi. I'm here to talk about Bayley and why she's leaving for Raw. Here's the reason why she's leaving for Raw. 1, because Charlotte's coming. 2, because they need another strong babyface in the women's division on Raw because a lot of the women are either taking the time off or they're hurt. That's why. Look at Damage Control. Half gone.
Yeah, they get busted up and they getting busted up everywhere. Damage Control, man.
Yes. Don't be surprised if Bayley joins with Damage Control. Don't be surprised at all. But she is definitely going. They need to get her off of SmackDown. She needs to change the scenery anyway. She's pretty well known. She was on Raw for a year.
We need Bayley versus Charlotte. We need that.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Yes,
no, we don't.
In the war between the 4 horsewomen amongst everybody, they are the only 2 who have not had matches like that. They have not.
They've traded titles 3 times. What are you talking about?
What are you talking? No, I'm not. It was Bayley and Becky that traded because Becky threw the belt at Charlotte.
Charlotte lost to Bayley at Royal Rumble in 2017. That's how Bayley first became world champion, Raw Women's Champion, exactly. The second time she won the SmackDown Women's Championship, she cashed in the Money in the Bank on Charlotte Flair. Charlotte then immediately turned around and pinned Bayley to win back the title. Then Bayley decided to come back and change her persona and won the SmackDown Women's title from a SmackDown on Fox later, a couple weeks later. What do you mean?
And she beat Charlotte?
Yes.
This iteration, okay. You literally just made my point for me. Every iteration of a superstar, once they go against their counterpart, they now have to go against their counterpart again. Shavehead Orton to Randy Orton. I mean, Shavehead Orton to John Cena. He's done it multiple times. Edge, Ultimate Opportunist. He's done it to John Cena multiple times. Every iteration of somebody, they change.
When Edge and John Cena were done. When Edge and John Cena were done, they were pretty much done.
And why were they done? Because
They were done because they didn't want to wrestle each other anymore. Charlotte don't want to wrestle anymore. Her anymore. She wants to wrestle Rhea. She wants to wrestle Bianca Belair. She probably wants to have a little thing with Jade Cargill. She's trying to build up superstars because Charlotte's looking at the twilight of her career.
Charlotte is not trying to build up no superstars.
Yes, she is.
Flying fuck out of here.
Yes, she is. She took a clean L to Rhea Ripley. She don't do that. Listen to what I just said when she lost to Bailey. She lost to Bailey because she changed her personality and her friends.
She took a clean L to Bianca. I mean to Rhea Ripley, but she wouldn't do it for freaking Asuka. Are you kidding me right now?
Yep.
Asuka did not deserve to lose that match at WrestleMania.
Yep. She took because
possible.
You know why? Because Rhea is looking at the twilight of her career. When she was wrestling Asuka, she was still at the beginning stages. You keep talking. You were talking earlier about you had a good 6 years or something like that. Well, that was in 2018, my friend. 2018 is 2024. She's trying to build up superstars. That's what she's doing. And her loss to Rhea, her clean loss to Rhea is the reason why Rhea is so big right now. Clean.
Charlotte Flair is not in the business of building up anybody but herself.
She's changing. She wants to build up Bianca Belair. She wants to build up Rhea Ripley.
You know what though? But Charlotte's been doing that since she was the NXT champion.
Oh, that's a lie. Let's not go there, Vic. No, Dice is completely right. He's just in the wrong year. Okay, Charlotte don't know how to take L's. Charlotte, that's the reason Tony Storm left. That's the reason Lacey Evans never got over. Charlotte don't take clean. Nikki A say, you know what? I apologize. I said it on some air recently. So I said that Liv Morgan had the worst women's championship in the last 5 years, and I completely forgot about Nikki ASH. Completely forgot about Nikki ASH. Why did Nikki ASH win? Because she cashed in the Money in the Bank on Charlotte Flair. That's the only way Charlotte Flair takes L's, right? Or title. She has to have some kind of bull crap around it. That's why she had the Money in the Bank cashed in on her like 4 times. Come on, man.
I mean, but
You don't do
that's
this.
Okay.
Now,
moving along.
You haven't heard of freaking Ric Flair and Jack Van Dam?
There's a stalled vehicle ahead.
Of who?
No, I haven't.
Jack Banano.
No, I haven't. What's that?
All right. No, I'll tell you about Jack Banano one day.
Yeah, school me.
Chidi, Bailey versus Charlotte is so necessary.
Are we ready to talk? No, it's not. Are we ready to talk about some Tongaloa? Because let me tell you, right? Tongaloa is so bad.
We got one more match. We got one more match.
You always ready to hate on Tongaloa.
Tongaloa made me mad, so go ahead.
Tongaloa is like your Batman.
Did you see him? I cheered him at NXT because I was at NXT this past Tuesday. That's why Dice was on Raw, and I actually cheered him. I was like, "Oh, look at him! They had him come out the back."
How did he look in person?
He looked like he looked like. Well, I'm with my daughter, so I'm not going to curse. But he looked like he was riding a certain style on the back of a bike. That's what he looked like. Anyway, what's the next match? What are we talking about?
We got Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes, Part 5, in which they acknowledge it. They finally acknowledged it as a series, but didn't really acknowledge it as a series. So Michael Cole says, that Andrade ends up winning this match. He goes up 3-2 in the series, which now will lead us to believe that it's definitely a best of 7, in which we kind of thought that it was going to be a 5, but 7 is good. This is still a really good match. Now you can see, as well as the commentary saying, they've been doing so many matches with each other that they now understand, they know each other, and it was a lot of reversals in big spots, in my opinion. But that top rope finish that Andrade did, I thought it was pretty good. That last 2 minutes where they spent in that lower left corner was a really good finish. And Andrade picks up the W. LA Knight comes out there, and he's got to have the most boring title run right now in WWE. Like, his shit is worse.
You don't like Hit It and Quit It?
His shit is worse than Logan Paul right now. His run is really, really bad.
Logan Paul didn't really have a run, bro.
I disagree.
Almost.
I disagree.
Promos and freaking had a few matches, and that's it. This guy, LA Knight, just got the belt, so I think he should be given some time to have the belt. know what I mean? It just happened. Like
He's had like one match since he's won the belt.
yeah.
That's not true.
He's not.
That's not true. He's had two. He's had two matches. What are you talking about?
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-95 North. Follow signs for I-95, I-495.
But he's
LA Knight had just as many title defenses as Logan Paul did his entire run. I'm failing to understand where his title run's bad.
You're failing to understand who's more of a character, LA Knight or goddamn Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the character. At least his character would progress it. Every week, LA Knight is coming out here and he's saying, ever since I've been United States champion, it's run up and get done up. Yeah, you catch 3 upside your head. Yeah, like shut your goofy ass up. Yeah, like get the fuck.
Well, that's what he does. That's how he talks. That's how he talks.
But EC, you're not going to tell me that this is more entertaining than what Logan Paul did. That's my point. His run
but Logan Paul's on a hiatus right now.
Wait,
but in terms of his gimmick and totality is boring. That's why I say his run is his title reign is boring. He's picking on Andrade and fucking Carmelo Hayes. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes.
Those are the guys that are proving themselves to get that belt.
You know what about it, right?
Huh?
It's a mid-card title. Like who? All right. So who should LA Knight be fighting right now?
My point is this man.
No, he's going to fight Andrade. He's going to fight Andrade because Charlotte Flair builds up stars.
Okay, what star did Charlotte Flair build up?
Andrade.
He's not a star yet.
Rhea Ripley.
She did not. She did not.
She's going to build him up though.
What you talking about? She beat Rhea Ripley.
Yes, she did.
She did not build up Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was already made.
Rhea
what
Ripley.
Are you talking about? This is the reason. This is the reason.
Made Charlotte Flair an NXT champion, and then the following year got her clap back. You know what I mean? And then won.
That doesn't mean she built somebody up. What?
That win for Rhea Ripley is the shit that got her. Because look, I remember when Rhea Ripley beat Shayna Baszler, and it was a big thing, right? It didn't even compare to when Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte Flair. You know what I mean? They even put her in the spot where she won the Royal Rumble and the whole thing. Like, yo, Charlotte. It was inevitable that she was going to face Charlotte, and Charlotte was like one of the biggest things in her career. Like it was a whole thing. Those two were connected for a while. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree when he says that. Rhea Ripley was built by Charlotte. But anyway, let's get back to
very disrespectfully disagree. But yes, let's get into what we all came here to talk about, and that is Roman and Cody Rhodes. So that pretty much, I guess, Andrade and Carmelo was the impromptu pretty much the impromptu main event. Not really a main event thing, but it was a main event thing, right? And
they had a banger too.
Huh?
They had a banging match.
Listen, first of all, Chris, it's not Delaware service. We got towers everywhere. It's probably your service provider. Let's not go there. You're not gonna trash. I'm tired of trashing all the good things about my state, and then you said no, that's not what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do that. I think Freckle Sensei says he wants to come on, so I'm waiting for him to get his camera right before he comes on to talk this last segment with us before we close out this show. We done went over a little bit longer than we had anticipated, but it is still the penitentiary, so we do what we do. Freckle Sensei, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm glad. I'm just gonna get this off my chest. I don't know which one's worse. EC tape on that video I just fucking saw 30 minutes ago. That could have lasted 20 seconds. The hell was that? I could have learned to talk about Tonga. You My Tonga. What was that?
Listen.
What was that?
Listen. I told you.
We continue on Tuesday.
You get you need that's a whole commercial. That's a whole commercial. Listen, Chris, what you're not gonna do, I don't care. You know what? Pennsylvania can be a real state all it wants to be. It's still not the first state. And furthermore, I can give a good dog damn what you have to say about Delaware because I don't endorse the shit. I just live here. It's nice. It's comfortable. I like it. But anyway, moving into the final segment of the night.
Cheesesteaks not even the best cheesesteaks.
Chopped cheese.
All day.
Vic will tell you it's the chopped cheese. Yeah, it's not a cheesesteak, it's the chopped cheese.
I ain't gonna lie.
Cheese, you heard me? I mean,
I ain't gonna cap. I can't even argue that.
I mean, a chimichurri is better.
Ooh, what the fuck is that?
Chimichurri is like it's like a sandwich, you know, but it's just Dominicans make it. But you know, one day if you come to New York, we'll take you to the chimichurri.
Oh, I'm intrigued because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my big back ass on. I'm gonna get my big back vibes on.
But that definitely sounds like big back activity. Yeah,
I endorse all of it.
Oh yeah, New York full of big
before
back.
We get out of here, moving on to the moving on to the final segment of the night. Roman comes out. And which stands for his entrance lasts about 2 minutes with a commercial break, right? And then they do the picture-in-picture, and Roman's just walking around, looking around. Nick Aldis is in the corner, just chilling. He's like, you know, and then Nick starts to come out, and I know we had our differences, and and Roman just hits his ass. He just hits his ass with the give me my shit.
Give me my damn mic.
Give me my shit. He just hit him with the come on, give him my shit, right? Mm-hmm. And Nick gives him the contract. And look at his face, yo. Look at his face.
I ain't gonna lie, Nick be like, y'all forget who I am, bitch. My name is Magnus.
This is why I'm telling people. Nick Aldis will come out of retirement, and him and Roman will have a match. I said it since last year. That man is still in very good ring shape. He is just taking a break from wrestling. If you think that he will not compete in WWE, you are out of your god dog mind. He is going to compete.
Like left, like it's not like he's been gone from wrestling for like a long time.
No. But who's on that?
Who's that?
You go there. Why do I feel like it's bad guy Jack? Roman then puts his hand back out. Give me what I want. And this again, Roman hits him with you know what this reminded me of his promo that he did with Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
This is my ring. This is my camera. This is my commentary table. He did that. He echoed those sentiments in that segment, right? And
I was waiting for him to say acknowledge.
He was literally channeling. I know we said it before, but he was literally channeling his inner we said Solo was channeling Nino Brown. No, this motherfucker was channeling Nino Brown. That man said, "This is bloodline business. I don't care about a belt. This is my family's Ulu follow. Like this is
what I noticed?
This is bloodline business. This is bigger than Nino Brown. I told you. If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me."
Or
did he come out like this until an old man shows up at the courthouse with a gun? You better recognize. But anyway, Roman. I noticed how Roman is using less just for men, and I don't know what this.
Let that gray go.
He's letting some of the gray go. And I noticed that, and I wonder if that's part of the character work here, where they're trying to make him look maybe a little bit more seasoned, if that makes sense. Because I noticed that, because mind you, this guy's been
with Paul. They did it with Paul Heyman when he was stressing about Roman, and he got the little grays on the side, and as soon as he was back in his good graces, his shit was all black again.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, and sometimes they do that, I mean, it's character work. So like, it's kind of like showing the family stress, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of the tribal chief. And I like how he also said, I'm the only tribal chief. You know what I mean?
Like that's what I originally thought was OTC meant when he first came out. I honestly thought that he meant like, no,
I think it goes either way.
Tribal chief.
You see, now I wonder where the original tribal chief thing came from. I think everybody just assumed that because apparently Solo Sikoa is the tribal chief. But I've seen the OTC, but I never saw any other merch that said those words specifically. Right. So I'm curious if that was actually a thing. The whole original.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, but from Roman's mouth, I guess it's only.
I think it goes for either way. It's only or one. But he's saying that it's his WWE, and Cody comes out in a weird, like Cody just had like a weird vibe to him. Did y'all catch that? He just had a weird vibe. It wasn't like you're wrong, you're right. Like it was just I don't know.
Because he's tired. He is tired of this bloodline shit. He is stressed. That man's blonde is not even blonde no more because of the amount of damn stress that the bloodline has been giving him.
Look at his face.
Man, like
I'm tired, boss.
Because he's from my hometown, boss. You look at sad. You look at sad as the damn dog that he be carrying around. That's how sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he tells him it's not your WWE anymore. Roman tells him, I don't need a partner. And then taking it all. Big Solo comes out there, and listen, the fact that this motherfucker Jacob stays in this goddamn pose the whole fucking time.
What the fuck is he
He's doing the Paul Heyman. He's doing exactly what Paul Heyman used to do to Roman Reigns.
He's pissing me off so much with this. I don't think Paul I don't think Paul sat there the whole entire segment. This segment lasted 8 minutes. Stolo came out there at the 6-minute mark, and he sat here for 2 minutes like this. I don't think Paul Heyman was doing that.
Like, I just want to know who is he praying to? What is this? Like, what is he praying about? Like,
I am actually on board with you on this one, Chris. This is the moment why I thought that he said, if they said Cody wasn't going to be his partner, cool. Let me get Big Jim on the phone.
Yes.
Let's go get him, Jim Uso, on the phone. That's what I thought. However, I still think that at Bad Blood,
Jim's coming out.
I think that Jim comes back. I think that Roman does not trust Cody, and he will make a call to big him, Jim Uso. Yeah. So, I think that's where we go from that. The tag champs, Tongaloa, and Tamatonga or Bachaloa, as EC likes to refer to him too. He comes out, and they are beating down Roman and Cody and get the tables turned on him. Roman then is now, after he said that he didn't need a contract, this was bloodline business, he then picks up the contract and proceeds to sign it. And once you see, and he sees Solo's like, he ain't gonna sign it. Solo, he ain't gonna sign it. And then once Cody put that belt down, I knew he was going to reach for it. And Cody did the exact same thing that Roman did. And he just gives him the little, hand it over, big dog. Let me get that thing. Let me get that thing up off you. Yeah. The crowd went ape shit. Over that. And reluctantly, Roman hands it to him. They sign it. And Roman does not like this one bit. And look at Jacob. He's still in the fucking pose.
Bro, why he look like that? Why does he look like... Bro, no. Jacob really is literally crash out superstar of the fucking decade at this point. What?
His facial expressions, you know what I mean? You know what it reminds me of? damn, what's the name of those dances that the Samoans do?
Oh,
You know, the tribal dances.
Haku.
Yeah, it reminds me of that because they do like, you know, like have you ever seen like a soccer match where then you got
like New Zealand or
yeah, in New Zealand they do that a lot, right? And then they do all of these faces, and I think that might be a cultural thing. I think that's why he learned it because he is really, really good. Like he gives me Wild Samoan vibes, better than anyone. Sure. Like he's got it down pat. You know what I mean? And like this guy's father was a Wild Samoan. Like he does it better.
Solo is the closest thing to Umaga, while Jacob is the closest thing to Haku and Barbarian. He's the closest. Those two are the closest to of the heritage that they have. But
I mean, but wait, would you say that about Solo?
Welcome to the Penitentiary.
Have the Samoan spike?
You said
if he didn't have if he didn't have the Samoan spike, would he really be? You know what I mean? And wear like the leggings. You know, would he really be like Umaga? I wonder. I think that's just the spike.
We get something that we've never ever seen before on SmackDown. I wanted to big this up. Executive producers on the end of a Raw show.
Now, that was wild.
Yeah,
crazy work. Wild. We've never seen that before on WWE programming, unless it was Total Divas, Nikki and Bella, Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, or a Tough Enough. We've never seen it before on WWE programming, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But again, we are now fully in the Paul Levesque Triple H era because SmackDown, as the way it was, that previous contract was the last thing of Vince McMahon that we had. Actually, I think is it Raw? Maybe it's Raw. Maybe Raw was the actual final step because going into Netflix. So, Chris, please tell us how Triple H is so full of himself. I swear, boy, y'all can't be happy with nothing.
Because he opened the show.
Because he opened the show is what he's supposed to do. That's what he do. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Cody, I don't think that Roman and Cody gonna get along. Not Stone Cold and Triple H as a tag team. They was goated. The 2-man power trip was goated, Charmaine. But I mean,
but they've done that a million times. I mean, they did that with Stone Cold and Undertaker. I remember it wasn't as big as Triple H and Stone Cold though. No, but what my thing is just that, like, you know, look, they even put the tag team belts on Stone Cold and Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like, and look, I get
this energy. I get this energy how John Cena and Randy had teamed at one time versus like the whole damn world. It's giving that energy. It's like, fuck it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
we'll see. We'll see. I got a feeling that I wouldn't be surprised if Roman does some wild shit and then like looks at Solo gives him a small spec, and then all of a sudden it's Roman and Cody again at Survivor Series.
All right, so now we about to get this take on Triple H being so full ahead of himself. Here we go. Let's give. Oh, he's not ready. Okay. The guy who's so full of himself is going to talk about somebody who's full of themselves. Oh, look at that. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we have something for everybody. I just want to remind y'all that there is a show for every single person. Later on tonight, I think that Vinny Laspada is going to do Collision. It's not on this graphic because we don't know if he's going to do it or not. But Mondays, you can catch the Mike Knox show at 6 p.m. I will be doing the backstage producing along with Vince, King Vaughn 720 on the Twitter. And then you can catch Freckle Sensei and Executive Contradiction every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the Monday Night Raw review, and then NXT Bad Guy Jack and Sabrina Estella, and then Wednesdays we got White Boy Wasted Wednesdays, top 5 and specials on Thursday, in which we don't know where top 5 is or what a special is because nobody wants to commit to doing these things, even though I'm making the graphics for these things. And then Saturdays you can come back for the realist killer. The Smackdown Penitentiary, hosted by your boys, the Silent and Vic, the fastest rising, the premier show on UPR. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The one that you all come to know and like for the entertainment. Now, EC, What take do you have about Triple H? Because I am.
Well, first of all, let me say I'm in the state of Pennsylvania, so I should have better internet now. But
how did you get through Delaware in a half an hour?
Do me a favor, walk outside, then walk across the street. You'll be in Pennsylvania too. Look, now, here's the thing. One, I want to let everybody know, starting October 7th, Freckle Sensei and I will be doing Raw immediately after, back on Monday nights, and reclaim our spot as the #1 show on UPR, because that's what we do. Then, I also want to talk about Triple H always got to find a way to put himself in there. Does he have to be everywhere at all times? Every little special occasion. I'm so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired of him making announcements and then having to ask the question, "Are you ready?" Yes, I'm ready. You've asked me 18 times in the last 18 months. Every time I watch a WrestleMania commercial, "Are you ready?" "Oh, we're going to be here. We're going to be in Scotland next month." So I have one question. "Are you ready?" We already know the question. Stop asking me the question. I'm sick of the question. No more questions. They have to show the backstage thing. You know why?
You would sit there and take Roman Reigns saying, "Acknowledge me" every week.
I don't want to hear Triple H ask me, "Are you ready?" every week. It's not his time anymore. Do you know why they have this new direction now where somebody walks in the back and then they walk to the front? It's so Triple H can have a glimpse of himself on camera, because he's always hiding back there.
On camera.
He's always hiding back there, right? Always hiding. Why do we have to have press conferences at the end of every show now? You know what I'm saying? He just has to be in there somewhere. The spotlight has to be on him a little bit.
They're bringing the sports entertainment. That's what happens after games. They have a sports press conference.
He was doing this when he was running NXT. When he was running NXT, he also had press conferences. He's doing this because he still has to remain in the spotlight.
You got to be the only person in the internet wrestling community that has a problem with press conferences.
I never said I had a problem. I'm saying Triple H has to put himself over all the time. He always has to be in the spotlight. Then why we have credits? And when you had the credits, what's the first name on there? Hello.
Because I'm running the show.
Who runs the show?
My name will be everywhere.
Y'all blind. Y'all don't see. I see.
Who's executive producing the show?
We went through 70 years of WWE not having an executive producer's name across the screen. Now that he has a little bit of power, he wants to make sure his name's on there. Come on, man.
Things change. We've gotten
okay. How about this? I'll give you more proof. You don't want to believe me? You don't want to see it? Here's some more proof. Here's some more mud in your eye. What's the signature of the show? Then, now, forever. Do you know who's saying it? It's Triple H saying it. Vince wasn't saying that shit before, right? It's all Triple H, because that's what he has to do.
That's not what he has to do. It brings a. Let's not forget, in the time
here we go.
Over,
the King of Kings.
They needed a sense
exactly
of
ego
to feel like they took over and they were
in 2 miles. Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 7 for I-476 North.
Still change. It's Triple H, so why not hear his voice? You're literally just nitpicking at this point.
I'm not nitpicking. The man was always known for putting himself over. He's still doing it. He just can't wrestle anymore. That's all.
Where's the video? Where is the video?
You're saying all of these things, and the first one.
I hate everything about you. Because that's what anything is literally butt nasty right now.
I told you, him and Steve are the grumpy old Muppets from Sesame Street. They literally hate everything, and the stuff that they like, nobody even likes. Nobody even acknowledging it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This gotta stop.
Everything I'm saying is sound. Everything I'm saying makes sense. I backed it up. I gave you all the evidence, and you choose not to see because y'all want to be marks. That's fine. Y'all can do that. But I'm telling you right now.
What are you talking about? You're a mark too.
No, I sit here and I watch stuff. I watch AEW. I'm such a fan. I am such a fan. I watched AEW Dynamite. It was myself and about 4 other people in that arena. And let me tell you. Say what?
That shit was trash last night. Don't you say something good about that shit.
Do you not understand why AEW knows that AEW is so bad? AEW is so bad. They know they're trash. That's why they name all their shows after disasters. Look, all I'm saying is it's some trash, right? But I watch it.
Think about it, like that, all out.
Think about it. AEW Dynamite is an explosion, right? AEW Rampage is a chaotic event.
Quarter mile. Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 7 for I-476 North.
Thank you. And AEW Collision, well, it is a wreck. So, I mean, but then they got this new one thing called AEW Shockwave, right? Which is going to be on Tubi, and I can't wait because they needed to have it's perfect for them. It's perfect. Let me go. Let y'all wrap up. This was entertaining. Thank you for.
He's
we
over
let this
here.
man rant for way too long. We let this man rant for 10 minutes. Ooh, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch Freckle Sensei on Tuesdays for the Monday Night Raw review. You can catch me and Vic here next week at 12 p.m., just like we always are, holding down the fort for UPR. Any last words, fellas, on the night and where they can catch you guys?
You want to go ahead? You want to go first, Vic?
Yeah, here are unpopular reviews, doing stuff, talking about movies, talking about wrestling. You know what we do. You know what I mean? Here every Saturday, if my wife doesn't have stuff for me to do. But yeah, we here in the penitentiary, locking shit down with the new logos. You heard?
I'm sorry, Jack. I don't know why, because I knew it was a bad decision, but I
no, we
anyway.
let him on because he's the Triple H of this organization.
He is. He will pop on anybody's show. Listen, he literally will pop on anybody's show.
It's giving calling the kettle black. It is giving calling the kettle black.
So what you're telling me is Triple H, right? What you're telling me is you see what I'm saying with Triple H. That's what you're telling me. That's exactly what you're telling me.
No, we're telling you what you're talking about, what you're claiming. You're doing the exact same thing. Listen, he can't have his name at the end of this show because this is the penitentiary. We give you the real. And for Freckle Sensei for joining us, thank you very, very much. You are always welcome to the penitentiary. Anybody that wants to come on and join the penitentiary while we're on show, it does not matter. Just pop backstage and I'll ask you if you want to get on. If you want to get on, then that's what it is. But for Freckle Sensei, for Vic, IMZ is silent. We are out. So I would just like to say, drink, be merry, love, live hard, love harder, and reach for the sky. Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. We're going to leave y'all, as we always do, with a clip of last week's show. Y'all stay safe, stay humble, and love one another. Peace.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hold up. Get this shit off my screen. What the hell is this? What the hell is this executive producer shit? What is this? What is this? Who did this? Turn it off. Forget it. All right. You know what? I just fucked up the church. Why is this here? Why is this here? Turn it off. Thank you. All right.
He really put that up.
Oh God.
Oh.
All right, stop. We out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
I cannot think that Dom, who's recently married, his wife is okay with him slobbing on, Liv Morgan, right? I can't. Oh, Liv is all over. She's calling the man daddy. She's calling what happens when a woman call you daddy. You already know somebody call you daddy, what that means, right? He's just simping over Rhea. He's dying to take her to Waffle House. It's cheap, but it's good. It's cheap, but it's good. Just like those IHOP pancakes right now. All you can eat $5 right now. That's a perfect date. If y'all like breakfast food, that's a perfect date. If I'm Buddy Matthews and I got Oos hawking over my woman, hey, Rhea, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. I got to do a phone check because these Samoans, they some handsome bitches. You don't want them damn tribal tattoos? If I was a woman, give me a Uso. Give me a Roman. Give me some handsome bitches. The woman is posting in that man's shirts. He's googly eyes over her. She's starting to get googly eyed over him. She starts saying the yeet, licking her tongue out at him, batting her eyelids, wearing her pants a little bit too tight. When is too far? Y'all cross the lines. We seen it before. What? Macho Man? Huh? Macho Man did? Lex Luger? Huh? Did Hogan do something with Queen Elizabeth? We'll never know. Maybe. Edge, Lita. Who else? Jeff Jarrett? Kurt Angle? This ain't too far off. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
First of all, wait, if you tease me one more time.
Whoa, pause. Big pause. Everybody in chat, pause that.
If you tease me one more time, and act like you about to wrestle, and you don't, we're going to have a problem. Because this is like the fourth time. It's the fourth time that you've done this, where you stood up to Drew. Now, Drew done slapped your ass twice. Pause. And he also, and then he also smushed you like 3 times. And now he gets face to face. Are y'all trying to tell us something? Y'all trying to tell us something that behind that wherever Drew goes to practice, Wade is there?
It's too far. WrestleMania is too far away.
True.
So and then who the hell are you going to get on commentary? You know what I'm saying, for that time being? Like, you're not going to have that man running double duty. Like, I don't want to hear that motherfucker in the ring cutting a promo and on commentary. That's too much. But I mean, it's
hey, look, if Booker T did it. Hey, if Booker T did it.
Booker T was doing his own commentary while he was stomping motherfuckers out. Oh man, Booker T. He's taking down Pete Williams. Oh, man.
Booker T with a big shot. Boom, big Booker T. Booker T just pulled Creed up. Booker T is pulling Creed up right now. He's going to hit him with that big thrust kick. Oh, Booker T just caught Creed with that big thrust kick. What the hell is going on? Kick set up. Where's going to catch him at? He's going to get...